Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that? Catch me outside, how about that? How about that? Catch me outside, catch me outside.
Hey, what's up guys? Arcane here, bringing you a build video today because quite a few people have been requesting that I release my build. So in this video I'll be covering my stats, my gear, my skills that I use, and my CP. So let's jump straight into my stats. I have all my points into max magic, which gives me 37,944 magic. My health sits about 22k, my stamina is about 14k, which is pretty average for magic sword. My magic recovery is pretty low, it's at 1280, but I will go over why that's so low in my gear. My spell damage is 2622 unbuffed, buffed it's about 3200. My spell crit is at 52.5, buffed it'll be about 55.5, which is pretty high for a PvP build, but there's a reason for that. And my weapon crit is at 37.7. Now these two percentages are only because I am running the Thief Mundus, which increases my percentage of critting. So let's go over gear next and I'll explain why those are so high. So I'm running 5 pieces of Julianos, 5 pieces of Lich on my back bar, and on my front bar I'm running a VMA Inferno Staff along with a Molekina shoulder. So I'm running Julianos instead of Spinners because Julianos gives more crit and it gives more spell damage, while Spinners gives penetration. So I actually did some testing between Julianos and Spinners. That penetration barely does any more damage than Julianos against heavy armor builds. It literally does like 400 more damage than Julianos, but against players that have low spell resist to almost none, you hit about an average player would, like a 6 to 8k frag, while in Julianos I've been critting for 10 to 16k frags. I am running Infused on my large pieces and Divines on my small pieces, because I'm not running any impin because my shields are really never really down, but even when they are down I'm squishy anyway. You're gonna die pretty quick, and you can't crit shields, so there's pretty much no reason to run impin on a magic sword. For my jewelry I'm running full spell damage. That allows me to get my really high spell damage. Alright, let's get straight into my skills next. So for my first key I'm running Endless Fury. This is an execute. It is really strong because it is undodgeable, and it does AoE damage as well, so you could proc it twice on people. My second key, I have Crystal Fragments. This is the bread and butter DPS of the build because it hits like a truck. It will nuke people very quickly. I have one-shot people with this ability. For my third skill, I'm using Structured Entropy. I'm using this over Degeneration or Power Surge because it gives me more health, and it also allows me to proc the Mage's Guild, Might of the Guild, which gives me an empowerment for 20% more damage. My fourth ability is Crushing Shock. I use this over Force Pulse for a ranged interrupt, and it also provides more pressure on my target. My fifth key is Velocis Curse. I use this because it is undodgeable. It pops Nightblades out of stealth, and it cannot also be blocked. So this is also a pretty good ability for Magic Sword because it just allows you to time your burst with a frag or with your ultimate, with your streak, or any other ability. For my ultimate on this bar, I'm running Dawnbreaker of Smiting. I'm running this because my weapon critical is 37.7. That is why I'm running the Thief. So this Dawnbreaker crits a lot of the time whenever I hit the ability, and as you can see the unbuffed tooltip is almost 12,000, which is almost a stamina character's tooltip. That's pretty crazy on a magic sword. I've hit players ranging from 7k to 12k Dawnbreakers on a magic sword. On my back bar, I'm pretty much all defensive on this bar. I'm running Daedric Minefield. This allows me to put 5 mines around me, not allowing players to come into my face, and plus if they do, I can just time my bursts with other abilities like Frags or Velocious Curse. My second key is Streak. I use this on my back bar because I like to have my getaway ability and my damage shield on the same bar. It just lines up nicely. My third ability is Hardened Ward. This is the main shield of this build, or any Sorc build. And my fourth and fifth key are both also damage shields. I have Healing Ward and Harness Magic. I'm using Harness Magicka because it gives me magic return. I don't really like the other morph. Yes, it is a nicer shield than this one, but the magic return is too great in my opinion. My ultimate on this part is pretty much like a free slot. I usually run Shooting Star because I get more max magic on my back bar, along with a nice burst if I can time it right. This also gives me bigger shields than if I were to put, say, Astronaut. But I also put Astronaut on this bar because it sometimes gives better utility. Like, it's basically another player, so it can even out fights. So that's it for the skills. I'm going to jump into CP next. For the tower, I have 100 points in the Magician, which gives me 16% reduced magic cost of abilities, which is very good on a Sorc. In the lower tree, I'm running 38 Arcanus, 10 Mooncalf. I just like a little bit extra stam recovery. Gives me more stam to break free quicker. And I run 39 into Tumbling. This gives me 10% reduced roll dodge and break free cost, which is very good on a magic character or any character. You always want to save as much stam as you can so you can break free or roll dodge a little more. For the Apprentice, I am running 35 Elfborn, which gives me 12% bigger spell crits, which is very good because I have a lot of spell crit percentage. So this just buffs the build even more. Running 100 Elemental Expert, which gives me 25% increased damage to Flame, Frost, Shock, and Magic damage abilities, which is good for Magic Sorc because that is all of our abilities. Every single ability I use uses this CP passive, which is very good. I'm using 10 into Spell Erosion just because I want a little more spell penetration. It doesn't make that much of a difference. You could put these points into Elfborn if you wanted to. For the Astronaut tree, I'm running 1 Staff Expert just to get that 1% increased damage to light and heavy attacks, which is pretty good usually. For the Ritual Stone, I'm running 41 points in the Mighty, which gives me 13.4% increased damage at physical, poison, and disease damage abilities. This is because I'm using Dawnbreaker Smiting. So this allows me for my Dawnbreaker tooltip to be this large. This is the only reason I run Dawnbreaker, along with the CC it gives you and the low ultimate cost. So I'm not running anything in the Steed. In the Lady, I run 24 points into Hardy and 17 points into Elemental Defender. This is just for when my shields are down, get a little bit reduced damage. It's always nice. For the Lord, I run 100 points into Bastion, which gives me 25% increased effectiveness of damage shields. This allows us to get almost a 20k damage shield, which is very good for countering builds and not letting you touch your health bar. And then also I'm running 46 in the Quick Recovery just because it gives 10% more healing, which gives you better healing from your healing orb. Alright guys, that sums it up for this build, and I'll see you next time.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. I was running from my brother and his friends. tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down. I was younger then. Take me back to when I found my heart, broke it here, made friends and lost them through the years. And I've not seen the boring fields in so long. I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home. Now I'm on the road, I still remember these old country lanes when we did not know the answers. And I missed the way you made me feel. It's when we crossed the sunset over us lonely. One friend left us so close.